Hey everybody, Mikeycat Outdoors here. So what are we doing today? Out here in the Red River Gorge in Kentucky. Woohoo, buddy. Bucket list galore. Woohoo, buddy! I went on a 4-day adventure to the Red River Gorge in Slade, Kentucky over Memorial Day weekend. It was about a 5.5 hour drive to reach the Kentucky foothills. When I arrived around 10 p.m., all the paid campgrounds were full, so I backtracked about 10 miles to the town of Stanton, Kentucky. Found a nice hotel, stayed the night. Nothing fancy, but it was clean and quiet. Kudos to the staff of the Abner Motel. Well, this was the Abner Motel. Stayed here last night. Not too bad of a little place. After a breakfast, I headed on back to Slade, Kentucky, and hit up the visitor center for maps and information. Choo-choo! Got a cool little caboose here. That's nice. So standing here outside the Slade Welcome Center, you can get all your maps and information for local stuff in there. They're very helpful. In order to camp in the Gorge Wilderness overnight, you are required to purchase a 1-day or 3-day pass at the local gas stations. The Shell station in Slade has them for sale, as well as some other establishments. So yeah, one other thing to note, Red River Gorge, if you're going to do backcountry camping, which is allowed in a few spots, but you got to be off trail, and you have to have this designated parking pass. So you can get these at local gas stations. And so I got a 3-day pass for the 3-day weekend. May only be here a couple nights, but yeah, last night it would have been great, but that's $7. 1-day pass is $5. So you might as well just, you know, if you're gonna stay more in a day, go ahead and get the $7 pass. I headed up on Route 15 to the Tunnel Ridge Road and spent most of the next 2 days hunkered down in that general area. The first stop was Gray's Arch Trailhead. The parking here was packed, and the rangers had the road up ahead to Courthouse Rock blocked off due to the parking being completely full. And boy was it ever. Please park in the designated parking areas while you are in the gorge. The rangers will ticket folks who made their own parking spots. Kind of like this newlywed couple. Just married, 2023. Love is in the air. The groom. And a parking violation. What a present. I headed on up to Gray's Arch Trail number 205 to the Rough Trail number 221. There were several backcountry campsites along the trail. There were plenty of dogs at the Gray's Arch area. It's a beautiful arch. And right underneath it. That is awesome. The return trail was closed for safety and preservation reasons, so most visitors climbed the stairs and the hill back to the parking lot. I diverted off to the right onto the rest of the Rough Trail. There's some more of that. That is awesome, man. Just the way the roots and the banding all come together. Oh, that's sweet. The closest thing to this is maybe like Starry Night out of Illinois, Garden of the Gods, Shawnee Forest. That's pretty cool, Maynard. I ran into a father and son backpacking the trail and talked a while. It was very peaceful away from the crowds. I crossed a couple of streams along the way. There were some nice remote campsites in this region as well. So that's kind of cool. They got their hammock right over the stream. A puppy dog out there. Cool. This trail went down and then climbed up a bit in elevation before steadying off at the top of the ridge. So you got a Brush Ridge Trail, Daniel Boone Forest. So 227, that's the Interconnect Trail. And that's the way I'm gonna go. At the top of the ridge, I made it to the Rough Trail number 227. It was relatively flat along the ridge, and the lookouts and flora were beautiful in this region. We passed by one campsite along the trail that a bunch of us hiked on through. Look at this little guy. You related to Mr. John Cramdairy? Huh? What's your name? Theodore Lizard. Are you a member of the National Forest Service? You undercover? Yes. I'm watching all of you. I saw you try to pick that pine cone. You're under arrest. I eventually made it to the short segment of the PinchEm Tight Trail number 223 for a quarter mile back to the Tunnel Ridge Road and a few hundred feet to the Gray's Arch picnic area parking lot. Alrighty. Here's the road. Cool beans. So I gotta head that way. I don't know, quarter mile or something maybe. Get back to the parking lot. Whew. Yeah, I'm parked down there. Soft Shoulder. That's gonna be my new nickname, Soft Shoulder. Yeah, trail cred. After this hike, I made an attempt to hike the Auxier Ridge to Courthouse Rock Trail later in the day. The trail was beautiful, and I came across multiple backcountry campsites off the trail. About halfway in, I wasn't sweating anymore and started feeling funny. Since I only had my day pack on, I wasn't able to rest for dinner or set up camp along the trail that evening. Looking at the time to finish the trail and return would have put me past nightfall for trying to find a campsite in an already crowded area in the dark. I decided to bail out on the hike and get myself feeling better with drink, food, and rest. I found a campsite near a trailhead at the Pioneer Campground. It had about 3 or 4 campsites and a Donaker near the parking lot. There were a few other camp areas down the road, but they were fairly packed, so I came back to Pioneer and set up camp. Rain was in the forecast for the rest of the weekend as a tropical storm front was coming in off the east coast. These little guys. Mr. Snail and Mr. Snail. Meow. Meow. Hey everybody. So I'm camping out at Pioneer Campsite down in Red River Gorge. It's pretty neat, doing the hammock camping, old Shoogity Shook style. So I had hiking buddies with me, so yeah, it's been fun. Saved my bacon a little bit, but I was hiking for a while. Blood pressure got a little up and felt kind of off kilter, so I had to kind of stop for the evening. And you know, it was getting a little late anyway, so came back, looking around, found a camp. Went to try to find another one. Just circled back, got this, and this worked out pretty good. Strung a hammock up, and they got their stuff up, and it's like, yeah, works pretty good. So had a fire earlier, had salmon with avocado on a wrap, and had a little bit of freeze-dried spaghetti that I made at home, and that helped out quite a bit. I got some electrolytes back into me, and then it seemed like every hour or so I just go in the bathroom. So I think potassium and stuff helped, but yeah, I've had to wake up like 3 times in the middle of the night just to, you know. But it's starting to sprinkle a little bit. It's supposed to be raining sometime here after I wake up in the morning. And I've been sleeping real light, but earplugs, definitely a godsend. Help make the little cricks and cracks in the woods not sound like a bear, you know. Help me relax, and did a little deep breathing exercise to get my heart rate down and get my blood pressure to go down too a little bit. And so it's nice and relaxing out here, very quiet, outside of some people that were driving around back and forth earlier and some sirens and stuff going off. So yeah, but I guess I'll catch you guys in the morning. Good morning, everybody. Whew, it's rainy and chilly. It's probably 50 degrees out, and I got a 50-degree quilt set. And I'm wearing shorts. So, I'm camping out here in the rain. It started in the wee hours. I'd say probably 3 a.m. or so. It started to drizzle a little bit. It was a little bit before that too, just a drop here or two. But yeah, in the wee hours of the night, I had to get up a couple times, and it was drizzling a little bit. Wasn't that bad, but now it's pretty good little light rain going on. Tropical storm front came in from the East Coast and swept its way into Kentucky. So normally it's like where I'm from, west to east. This is east to west, so go figure. Oh, I think I'm gonna eventually get up, get some breakfast stuff in the car. I knew it was gonna rain, so I threw a lot of my stuff, like my bag and all that, out there, so I didn't have to worry about tucking it up under my tarp. And pack weight wasn't too bad. My backpack for long term, it was 17 pounds 4 ounces when I weighed it at home before coming out, and I got some other stuff to go with it, but that would be negligible weight, so I'd still stay under that 20-pound weight. Not too bad. So a little better in my last trip, and yeah. So I guess I'm gonna probably have biscuits and gravy or some hot oatmeal or something in a bit, and probably grab a jacket or something to stay warm, and put my pant legs back on, and try to keep from freezing. Even a little shivery. Been sleeping curled up a little bit because I got a short under quilt, and then my top quilt set here too. This is all Local Libre Operator Series, so this is all rated for 50 degrees. And like I say, I'm right there at like 50 degrees right now, so yeah. It's nice to have a buffer, but I don't on this right now. Anywho, I'll catch you in a bit. Good morning again. So, a little wet out. Hair's not the best. Went out to the car and got a little puffy layer. I had that out there. Had it in with my backpack and stuff, and I grabbed my backpack. So I put that down there on the end of the hammock. So later on, I'm ready to pack up camp. I can just throw all that stuff back in there. I could have kept it on there last night, but I just threw everything back. Less stuff for anything to interfere with. But I'm going to do some breakfast here in a short bit. And yeah, I was going to record this on my phone earlier, like I did with my hammock, but battery went down to like 2%. So I'm like, oh boy, gotta charge that sucker up. So I go back and grab charger and everything too. So a lot of nice water coming off this tarp. Alright, for my food ensemble, I have my choice of oatmeal, which has pecans, walnuts, pine seeds, flax seed, and freeze-dried blueberries in there. I got some Spam Light singles with reduced sodium, and I got one of my Mikeycat meals. Oh, I grabbed the wrong one. I didn't want broccoli, rice, and cheese. Well, I guess I'm not eating that one. I wanted the biscuits and gravy. So I'm just sitting here heating up my water, and got a little Spam single on top of there, getting some of that steam heat. Looks like it's already boiling. Probably gonna make just a little bit of oatmeal, have some water, just call that a good breakfast. Probably eat my oatmeal hot today, just because I can get a little bit of that warmth and heat inside of me. And yeah, core temperature put on a good couple layers, you know, and get some warm food or drink into you, and that'll help a whole heck of a lot. So I'm gonna flip my little Spam single here so I can steam up the other side of it. Oh, I could have gotten 4 or 5 hours of sleep. The other night I got about 5, 5.5, something like that. So, not the best sleep in the world, but oh, you gotta have at least 5 or 6 minimum to even be functionable if you're gonna be hiking. If you only get 3 or 4, no, forget it. You better go back to sleep. But I figure after breakfast, I'll probably try to see if I can take a few more winks of shut-eye and go forth from there. Roll that beautiful bean footage. There's my oatmeal. Blueberries, pecans, flax seeds, a little bit of walnut, pine nuts, all sorts of good stuff in there. No added sugar, except for what's in the blueberries. So that's going to be nice and healthy and tasty, and it should fill me up for a while. Had my little Spam single over there. I figured you probably didn't want to see me eat that. Potted meats. So I'm going to go ahead and have the rest of my breakfast, and I guess I'm going to hunker back down a little bit, and you know, the hiking partners decide to wake up and yeah, eventually pack up in the rain and take the tarp down last, and you know, put everything back in the bag and everything. So it's gonna be a fun one. So as far as later today, I don't know, I'm gonna play it by ear. I could hike in the rain. I originally did not see any rain in the forecast when I came down here. It wasn't until the first night I woke up in the morning, turned on the little weather thing, and it showed the storm front coming through in rain, and I'm like, holy crap, where'd that come from? And the locals were like that too. They're like, rain? You know, they all thought it was supposed to be sunny all weekend, so, you know, I didn't bring a big rain jacket or anything, but I do have one of those little, you know, $1 piece of plastic ponchos from Walmart kind of thing, you know, you stuff in your pocket. So I do have that with me. I would sweat like crazy in that thing, but better than nothing. So I might wear that, or I might use an umbrella when I'm on trail. Just kind of depends. But other option I may explore, if it's available, down here in Red River Gorge area, they've got a underground kayaking adventure. Now it's only an hour. You usually have to book in advance for it, so I'd be curious if they're all filled up today or whatnot. But that would be a nice little activity outside the rain, but time will tell if I get to do that or not. Maybe I'll go for a drive, just do the perimeter and see what's around. So I'll find out, make a day of it. Just remember, kids, this is Type 2 fun. After breakfast, I took another nap. My body needed the rest, and the raindrops tickling my tarp was a relaxing sound to assist my slumber. Well, good morning again, everybody. So I took a little after breakfast nap. I have to check how long that was. And saw people packing in and out of here. Looked like new people coming in, or they were taking stuff in to pack up. And it looked like tent boxes and other stuff. And saw a couple people getting out. So, this particular little camping site, there's at least, I think, 4 other groups of folks that are out here. So, what else you gonna do in the rain? take a nap, right? So yeah, I fished out one of my little down puffer jackets. Put that down on my legs. Had it down a little by my feet earlier. It's a little chilly down there at my feet. I don't have the underquilt on that part of me. And that's a 50-degree top quilt back there, that brown one. And that jacket, oh, that'll keep me warm. So that helps. And so does putting on this nano puff jacket. So that kept me a lot warmer. When I woke up this morning, I was right at the temperature of everything rated at, and I was just cold. So, you know, wearing shorts and everything too didn't help. Had a pant leg zipped off, and as you can see, I got both my little zip-off pant legs here. Brought my loose lantern in last night. Got my hat and a little thing down there on the end. I can put my shoes in at times, but overnight I had them down there. But this morning, walking around, I just kept them outside, and I got a little organizer with a whole bunch of stuff. So, yeah, and then a little prusik knot like undid itself a bit, and it's been sliding. It's more just like a little hitch thing now, like a sheep shank or whatever they call that thing. So boat hitch or whatever they call that. But yeah, that's been sliding up and down my ridge line. So that's attached to my pillow right now, and so my pillow's been sliding around because that thing should be further back. Alright, found Sasquatch. Got him in jail. He's hiding out down here in Slade, Kentucky. I'm going to extradite him back to Illinois pretty soon. Yeah. What do you think about that, Squatch?
Hey, I'm a doctor. I make soap. I'm innocent.
Yeah, that's what they all say. Gotta love something that says cat. Cat Creek Road. Once I had sufficient sleep, I drove around Slade to look at souvenirs and grab some Miguel's pizza. Miguel's caters to the rock climbing community with a gear shop and a campground for rock climbers. Well, got the shoe tree here at Miguel's Pizza in Slade, Kentucky. Look at all those shoes. Ooh, buddy. Well, got Miguel's Pizza here at the Red River. It's a pretty big place, a bunch of different shelters and things out back here to eat at. And way out in the back, there's a campground out there for people that are rock climbing. They got a little shower house and laundry and more eating area over there. And out back here, sand volleyball court, a bunch of camping areas and stuff out here for folks that are rock climbers. So that's what they cater to, or the rock climber community. And I'm gonna be walking over here to gear shop. Woohoo! Pretty good. Got a late one, salad, pizza, pretty good. On the third day of the trip, I drove back to the Auxier Ridge and Courthouse Rock trailhead area. The rain had lessened the crowds a bit from the day before. I felt better prepared to tackle the challenges of this 5-mile trek. The beauty along this trail was incredible, rivaling the views of places like the Smoky Mountains. Hiking along the ridgeline was amazing, to say the least. Just when I thought I was at the end of the trail, All Trails app informed me there was another 0.2 of a mile to the end of the Courthouse Rock trailhead, where it meets the Indian Staircase. It was already after 6 in the evening when I reached this point on trail, and decided I needed to head back for dinner, rest, and to check on the weather for the night ahead. Due to the storm conditions approaching that night, I hemmed and hawed about staying versus taking shelter. I retreated to shelter, and the thunderstorms and winds approached overnight. Pretty cool, Maynard. The rain is definitely picking up. Fire pit. My buddy was over there. So yeah. On day 4, I did some tours of the area. I started off with an early lunch of barbecued pulled pork at the Thatcher BBQ Company in the town of Slade. Hey everybody, I just saw something that you don't see every day. I got one barbecue place, Thatcher BBQ right there. And then right literally next door, you got the Pit House Barbecue. 2 places right next to each other. That's wild. Look at that. Pulled pork and some coleslaw here at the Thatcher BBQ Company, Slade, Kentucky. It's nice and peppery. Got a lot of moisture to it, so it's really good to eat. The sauce gives it just a little bit of sweetness. So it's pretty good meat. I definitely recommend it if you come down here. So yeah, I just sampled a little bit of brisket, and that was really tasty. Didn't have any sauce on it. We got some hot sauce and some sweet sauce here on the table. And coleslaw is really creamy. Got that little bit of vinegar in there. Tastes really good. And the pulled pork, oh my gosh, is just wonderful. Got that smoky flavor to it. I put a little sauce on it, just sweeten it up a little, but it is good probably just on its own. And you can get a actual sandwich with one side, or you can get a plate with some bread and 2 sides, so however you want to do it up. And if I have enough room, I might get some dessert. So there it is, the Derby pie, chocolate, walnuts, a little bit of ice cream on top, caramel and chocolatey goodness. Sweet! That was lick the bowl clean, Maynard. Yeah, the pie, a nice little fine crust to it. Real chocolatey. Like the walnuts in there. The ice cream was almost like ice milk, kind of like crystally texture to it. So it was pretty tasty, man. It hit the spot. The Natural Bridge State Resort Park was just up the road a bit. I'll save that adventure for another day. Afterwards, I bought a few souvenirs for the family, made my way back to the Route 15, and drove the scenic 715 loop around the park. My first destination was Route 10, Chimney Top Road. There's a parking loop at the end and 2 trailheads. The first trail I hiked was the Chimney Top Trail number 235. It's a short quarter-mile trail to a scenic lookout area of the bluffs and river below. Ooh, this is beautiful. Another pretty overlook. Definitely an area you don't want to slip, trip, and fall. Danger, do not climb over railing. Yep. Be smart about it, folks. This is cool. Right across the parking lot was a trailhead for the Princess Arch, number 233. This is a quarter-mile loop trail that takes you on top of and underneath the Princess Arch. There are several nooks along the trail which could house gnomes quite easily. This home needs a gnome. Gnomey! As I headed back down the 715 loop, I stopped off at the Whistling Arch, number 234 trail. My opinion of it was meh. Could be better. The trail has some man-sized rock window, and the trail kind of meanders a little past there with some dead ends. There was a lookout, but it wasn't that inspiring. Nice little overlook spot there. Wow, look at this. Whew. A lot of bees and stuff with these flowers here. Be careful. Be really careful. Between the bees and the edge, it's a little precarious. That's how close you are to the edge, buddy. Like, woo, dangle your foot off the edge, yeah. I headed left at the Y in the road towards the Sky Bridge recreation area. I think it was along here where I pulled off to stop at the Devil's Canyon Overlook. It was a small but beautiful spot, and I seemed to have attracted others to join in, as I was the first to stop here, and the lot was full when I left. As I made my way back down the 715 loop, which is a downhill turn to the right, by the way, when traveling counterclockwise around the gorge, the area had plenty of spots for water wading, access to the Red River, beautiful boulders along that river, bluffs, kayaking outfitters, cabin rentals, and quaint little houses along the way. Very beautiful drive. The loop eventually comes to a T, and I turned left onto Route 77, passed over the steel bridge, and made my way through the Nava Tunnel. Shortly after the tunnel, the adventure came to a close. You can travel left to Slade or turn right over to Stanton, depending on where you want to go from there. Both of these are neat little communities. The trails were amazing. The food, was great. The views were picturesque. As I made my way back to Illinois, I stocked up on plenty of the Late One ginger ales, vowed to return with my family later in the year. This is a beautiful place with plenty of outdoor activities, 3 nature parks, and had the nature feel of the Smokies without all the commercialism. I'd highly encourage you to take a gander at the Gorge if you're ever this way. If you like what you've seen, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe as it helps the channel grow. Be sure to check out the trail videos in this series as they become available. As always, thanks for watching.